Hey, g'day and welcome to another edition of Fish Tales with Tim. Today we are in beautiful Singapore and we're about to check out a place that covers 28 hectares and has more than 300 species of animals, many of them endangered. Welcome to the Singapore Zoo. We walk through the gate here of this treetops area and the first thing you see is this incredible looking animal and some very brave fish who happen to be living nearby.
Asian small-clawed otters can grow up to 61 centimeters long, with more than half of their body length being their tail. They're noisy and very social, and they don't mind a bit of biffo.
Wrestling over here. Bit of WWF action.
They are very good in the water and have been clocked swimming at speeds of up to 1.2 meters per second. Unfortunately, due to poaching, pollution, and destruction of habitat, they are currently listed as a vulnerable species.
Alright, I'm about to check out one of the most famous exhibits here at the Singapore Zoo, or one of the most famous animals at the Singapore Zoo. It's the white tiger. Not too many of them left in anywhere in the world. I don't think there's any actually left in the wild. So it's a really rare and special chance to see them here at the Singapore Zoo. One thing to remember though is in 2008, one of them actually mauled a cleaner to death. The cleaner was poking fun at them and he actually crossed the moat, because there's like moats protecting people from the animals here, and he crossed the moat and they actually mauled him to death. So I'm really hoping today that the white tiger is being kept well fed and he's not in the mood to sort of like, you know, come and grab this fine piece of Australian A-grade meat.
White tigers are variants of Bengal tigers, but as they lack the colour pigment that creates orange fur, they look white. As with all tigers, their stripes are like fingerprints, with no two tigers having the same pattern.
Actually, it's really interesting that they have moats around all the animals and the creatures here. Some are dry, some are filled with water, and the tigers is actually filled with water as well. Tigers, of course, being one of the few cats that can actually swim. Pretty grateful for this big ass fence just about 3 meters in front of me right now.
Also known as the underwater ballerinas of West Africa, pygmy hippos love eating herbs, ferns, fruit, and leafy plants. Although they look like pigs, they are more closely related to whales and dolphins.
Look at the fish here, the fish down the bottom. If you check it out, actually hovering around the pygmy hippo's butt. Maybe they're cleaning it for him. He seems pretty cool with it though.
They have greenish-black skin that produces a pink fluid called blood sweat, and that protects them from sunlight and from harmful bacteria. Due to hunting and loss of habitat, there are estimated to be less than 2,000 of them left in the wild.
It's got claws on it that are from the prehistoric age, and they can just disembowel a man or any animal if they happen to piss them off.
The zoo also features a couple of animal-tastic shows. The first one, called Splash Safari, features a clever but very cheeky Californian sea lion. The second show is called The Rainforest Fights Back, and it has a strong environmental message that focuses on protecting our planet and the other creatures that we share it with, including these lemurs.
That we want them to go. But before we go into that part, let me share with you that lemurs in the wild, when they travel, they like to travel in groups, and it is often led by a dominant female. Yes, and up high just like that when they are traveling or walking around, and to gain the animal trust, and then along the way you'll get there. Okay. Look at that, not every day goes according to plan, as you can see. Okay, there you go.
Come on, join us. Let's be the voice for these animals. Let's bring this rainforest back to life.
The show's climax was amazing, and in my book, it just topped the splashing sea lion.
Alright, this is pretty awesome here. These orangutans here at the Singapore Zoo, this is actually the largest colony of orangutans in captivity anywhere in the world. Normally out in the wild, these animals will live between 35 to 40 years, but here in captivity they can live for up to 60. Beautiful animals, and of course this is an incredible free range sort of area for these animals too, so they're free to move all the way around this area here behind me, and even the trees up behind me as well. There's a couple of little areas where they can actually rest and enjoy and chill out during the day. It's absolutely incredible. I could sit and watch these guys forever. I love watching the monkeys, or the orangutans in particular. And did you know that their DNA is 98% of what ours is? That's how similar we are to them and how close they are to us. Incredible.
Orangutans are native to Indonesia and Malaysia. And while they love hanging around, they also know how to have some fun.
So we got a bit of stuff going on now. Oh, looks like they're giving him a kiss.
They have 4 long fingers but a much shorter thumb, and that gives them a strong grip on branches and vines as they move through the jungle. They also love a little bit of roly-poly. And just like us, they love a cool drink of water on a hot day. Adult orangutans have an arm span just over 2 meters, and they can use their hands and feet to travel through the trees and gather food. And yep, they even use their feet to eat.
Alright, this is really, really cool. It's like he's doing a yoga move he's been practicing for a while.
Out of all the orangutans, this guy, who I called Bad Hat Barry, was my favourite.
And he's wearing a new hat he's just bought from Robinson's, and it's a grass hat. It's new for spring, looking quite fetching. He is too. This guy here's like, hey Barry, don't eat all those leaves by yourself, you know, save some for me. By the way, I'm coming, I'm a bit peckish. There he goes, he's on his way. The first guy's like, hey man, you're not getting my leaves. I had to work really hard to get these leaves. Here's where there's a bit of an argument over the leaves.
In the end, Bad Hat Barry did lose his very bad hat, but he did learn an important lesson. Sharing is caring.
Alright, now these guys are comfy. They're called horned lizards. And yeah, I wonder why they're called that. The other Komodo dragon was a bit hard to see, but this one here, look at him. He looks like he's just ready to rip your head off any second. And he's giving me the eye. Look at that. He's looking badass. Only thing it's missing is a leather jacket and a motorcycle. Alright, this is the giant tortoise here at the Singapore Zoo, but it's actually not the biggest tortoise in the world. That's the Galapagos giant tortoise. But this one can actually weigh up to 360 kilos. My favourite cereal, one of them was Fruit Loops, and it featured Sam the toucan on the front cover, alright? But here I am today seeing a toucan, probably one of the first times in my life, and he's not eating Fruit Loops. You lied to me, Kellogg's, you lied. I couldn't find the panther chameleon when I first started looking for him in this display behind me. I was like, oh my god, he's so well camouflaged I can't see him at all. Here he is, up there in the corner.
Oh, baby.
Okay, well that was kind of amusing. I'm looking at this exhibit here in Reptopia, and I'm looking at a beautiful green lizard. I know there's a big ass snake in this tank here behind me. All of a sudden I saw something moved. It was big. And I looked around and I was a little bit embarrassed because it wasn't a big ass snake. It was one of the hard moving staff here at the Singapore Zoo cleaning out the exhibit. Great job by the way. You guys make this place look spectacular. There's my mate Sam Toucan again. Oh, I think I ruffled his feathers. Right, this is such a beautiful area here, this Reptopia. It's kind of surprised me. It's probably one of the areas I was probably least looking forward to experiencing in the park, but I've seen some incredible creatures here. You know, snakes, geckos, lizards, and my buddy Sam the toucan there as well. It's beautiful. Actually, this whole park is incredible. Those two baboons had a bit of a family disagreement. So like, it's really good to see my family again here at the Singapore Zoo. This is the baboon exhibit. These are baboons from Ethiopia in Africa. And there are a ton of them. And some of them are getting a little bit feisty. There's a few domestic disputes going on here and there. A bit of name calling, I think. But very entertaining from my standpoint anyway. There's baboons here of all different ages and sizes as well, and there's a big sort of pecking order. There's also a few little baby ones out there too, if you have a look carefully as well. I saw one. Ooh, another argument. Somebody called the cops. There are a few little baby ones out there as well too, and I saw one scaling one of the walls like he was Indiana Jones. Fantastic stuff. Really interesting. I really like watching the primates and how they act and interact with each other. See the mama one there hanging on by the tail. And the ones over here helping each other out. The little baby one trying to do the jump again. And this guy here is checking out his the amount of body fat he's got on him, and he's probably thinking I shouldn't have eaten that turkey sub. Alright, well this is Gibbon Island just behind me, and the gibbons are quite active today. Gibbons of course are a primate species. There's also some rather large giant pelicans that are hanging out and frolicking around here as well too. First of all I thought they ruled the place because I didn't see a gibbon anywhere. These beautiful big birds are posing for the camera like they're about to do a kung fu move, and gorgeous animals as well. Seeing these gibbons move and being so close to these animals is really great. It could be said that every zoo in the world seems to have at least one elephant, but I still find them incredibly fascinating creatures. They are the biggest land animal after all. And did you know that their brain is actually 5 times the size of a human brain, which is why they wouldn't forget anything. Not even the milk or the bread on the way home from work, when they should have remembered because the wife told them earlier. So it says here that elephants spend 18 hours of their day eating. Sounds like my son.
Squirrel monkeys are native to Central and South America. And get this, female squirrel monkeys have pseudopenises, which they use to display their dominance over smaller monkeys. Just like their male counterparts. Now that sounds like equality to me.
Creature behind me is one of my favourite animals here at the Singapore Zoo. The white rhino. They're an endangered species. All 5 types of rhino are endangered species, but this one's the white one. Probably one of the most endangered, and people are about to line up to feed them. Okay, so they're hovering a bit closer. It's mum and a child here. Child's having a bit of a drink. It is a hot day here in Singapore. Gotta say these birds here are pretty brave. If I was a bird and I was that big and there's a rhino nearby, social distancing just over a metre away, still wouldn't want to be there. So the keepers are calling them now because it's almost 1:15, which is when the public can feed them, which is a fantastic opportunity. But these guys, they had too much for breakfast. They don't seem that interested. If you do want to come to the zoo though, you can feed elephants, tortoise, giraffes, and these rhinos, but make sure that you book online and do it early because they are bound to sell out. Like, I wanted to feed these guys, I missed out, so make sure you get online and do that. And you won't be disappointed. Hello. Oh shit, I just jumped. Probably pissed off I haven't got any food for him. Which I'm still tingling now. Now, an interesting fact about ostriches is, as well as being the largest bird, the largest living bird in the world, they're also the only one to have only 2 toes. And when they run, their stride can be up to 3 meters long, which is incredible. Almost getting frisky. Oh. And that one's just saying, you know what, you piss me off. Alright, check out these guys. They are cheetahs. Fastest land mammal. And look at that. Look at those eyes, oh my gosh. They are looking right at us. That is amazing, look at that, whoa.
Cheetahs are native to Africa and central Iran. Their name is derived from the Sanskrit word chitraya, which means adorned or painted. Cheetahs are capable of running at speeds between 80 and 128 kilometers an hour. When running, cheetahs use their tails to steer and help them make sharp turns so they can catch their prey. It is currently estimated that there are only 7,000 cheetahs left in the wild. Lions are fantastic hunters, and that's partly due to their excellent eyesight, which is 6 times better than a human's. Unlike us, lions don't need to drink every day, but they do need to eat, with adults consuming up to 7 kilograms of food. Celebes crested macaques are also known as black apes. They are native to Sulawesi in Indonesia, and unlike other primates, they have reddish-brown eyes. In 2014, one of them became world famous after taking this monkey selfie. They are a critically endangered species, largely due to hunting and deforestation.
You know what, butterflies definitely aren't the biggest animal here at the zoo, but they are really enchanting. It's just beautiful to just kind of watch them just float around and drift around all around you. Sometimes even land on you, which is super cool. But it's just such a beautiful, peaceful place to be, and they're just like millimeters away and they're just sitting chilling on a leaf, just watching the day go by. I love it. Hey, thanks for joining me today on my trip here to the Singapore Zoo. Amazing place, really, really worthwhile. The animals are well looked after, well treated. They're in environments where they're free to roam and play. And as a visitor, you kind of feel closer to them because you're not behind, you know, wires or the animals aren't in cages and they're not behind walls of wire or anything. So it's a great place to come. I would recommend it to anyone who comes to Singapore. This is a great zoo. Hey, thanks for watching. Really appreciate your time today. Hope you've enjoyed checking out these incredible animals. And until next time, I'll see you later.